bottom. Says the gemorah. Reb Chaim, Reb Yonason. These two are Moraim. Reb Chaim and Reb Yonason have shakli va'ozli bebeis hakvaros. They were shakli literally means to ask va'ozli bebeis hakvaros, and they were walking in the beis hakvaros in the cemetery. So some say, what does the shakli mean? They were talking in Torah. They were learning. Otherwise, what does shakli mean? Or they were trying to plan their way. They were trying to, what shakli some explain, they were trying to work out the route. They had to get somewhere, and they were trying to work out like where to go. So either way, they're walking in this basic forest. Have a kasdia de tchilsa derbiyanis son. So Rashi explains that the tzitzis, the tchela tzitzis of Rabbi Yonason, were dragging on the graves of the graves, right? So in other words, the graves are elevated, and the tzitzis were dragging, were touching them. Amalei Reb Chaim said to Rabbi Yonason, Dalia. So it's a bit of a machlekes what Dalia means. Either means pick up your tzitzis, or remove them completely. Why? The dead people are going to say tomorrow they're going to be by us. And now they're embarrassing us. Now the dead people can't do mitzvah. They can't be Mekayim mitzvah. And here he is, he's dragging his tzitzis on the grave. So in order that they shouldn't say tomorrow they're going to come to us, and now they're being embarrassing us, pick up your tzitzis. So some say what it means, it doesn't mean they're going to die. It means they're going to come to pray by the Kivrei Tzadikim. They're going to come pray or whatever it is. It doesn't necessarily mean they're dead. But others say it means when eventually everyone's going to end up dead. So now you're making fun of the dead, but tomorrow you're going to be one of them. In other words, it's a cherpa. It's a bush. Pick up your tzitzis. So it's a bit of a machlaikas for Shainim. What does it mean, dalia? Does it mean take off the tzitzis completely, or pick them up? In other words, what was if you just pick them up, right? So l'chayra, Rabbi Yonason says it means pick them up, right? Pick up the tzitzis. But if you're still wearing tzitzis in the basic class, Rabbi Yonason says it means pick it up, implying the what? To still wear a pair of tzitzis in the basic class is mutter. Reb Chaim was wearing tzitzis. He just said pick up the tzitzis, don't drag it on the grave. That's not nice. Why? Why would you be allowed to wear tzitzis in the basic chorus? Tefillin you can't wear. Sefer Torah you can't carry. So why can you wear tzitzis? What's the difference? According to Rabbi Yonason, he just says pick it up, don't drag it. So according to Rabbi Yonason, since tzitzis, there's no chiv to wear tzitzis. It's not a chiv on the person. It's a chiv on the baguette. If you have a four-corner garment, you have to put tzitzis on it. Therefore, in those days, they only wore four-corner garments. They wore four-corner garments so that they should have to wear tzitzis. That was their clothes. They didn't wear like we wear, like a tzitzis underneath or a talus on top. That jacket was four-cornered and that had tzitzis on it. So you can't say to him, take off your clothes, walk through the basic clothes without any clothes on. That's the clothes they had. The clothes they had is four-corner garments. So you can't... Of course you can wear your clothes in the basic forest. You have to get undressed when you go to the basic forest. That's ridiculous. But it says Rabbi Yonason, but nowadays we have a special beggar for tzitzis, so you shouldn't go to basic forest for tzitzis at all. Take off your tzitzis. Doesn't help picking it up, hiding it. Don't wear your tzitzis at all in the basic forest. Beis Yosef says even according to Rabbi Yonason, says the Beis Yosef, if you can't tuck it in, then you're okay. Even if you're Rabbi Yonason. The Go'anim say, what does dalia mean? From the word like dal, to take away, to remove. Dal shuman, no fat. It means remove it, take off your tzitzis completely. Take it off and put it in a bag, right? Don't wear your tzitzis in the basic class, meaning don't do the mitzvah in the basic class at all. You shouldn't be carrying your tzitzis. Therefore what? So, according to the Go'anim that say it means remove your tzitzis, you're not allowed to wear tzitzis at all in the basic class. Tucking it in, hiding it, you got to take off your tzitzis completely. The Mason, they see you, they've got X-ray vision, or they can see the mitzvah, I don't know what. They see you wearing tzitzis, take off your tzitzis. It's a problem. One of the fundamental questions here in the sugya is going to be, but it seems from other gemorahs that we bury with tzitzis on. Taisa says we bury the person with tzitzis. So why is it a embarrassment for them not to wear tzitzis? So Taisa says that the reason why you're being mevayish them is because we have a mitzvah to wear tzitzis. They don't have a mitzvah to wear tzitzis. And Godel mitzvah, misheinu mitzvah. If you chayv to do a mitzvah, it's a much bigger mitzvah than if you don't chayv to do a mitzvah. That's why it's like you're embarrassing them. I'm chayv to wear tzitzis. You're not chayv to wear tzitzis. It's you're being mevayish them. Other Rishonim say that it's actually a big machlekes whether we bury with tzitzis. And halach l'mais is a machlekes. Do you bury with tzitzis? You don't bury with tzitzis. Some say we don't bury with tzitzis. The Shmuel that says you bury with tzitzis, that's only because he holds that when Mashiach comes, there's a chiv that all the mitzvahs that you're going to be chayiv in. So these guys are going to rise from the dead, and they're not going to have tzitzis on. So it's a problem. So therefore you bury with tzitzis, so when they rise, they're going to have tzitzis on already. But we hold that, like Reb Chaim, that you don't have to, there's not going to be any chiv mitzvahs, so therefore you don't have to bury with tzitzis. Either way, it's a big machlekes. Do you bury with tzitzis? You don't bury with tzitzis. Even if you bury with tzitzis, is it like l'rash and then you're wearing tzitzis, they're not wearing tzitzis? Okay, al kaponim, says the Gemara. So he told him, pick up your tzitzis. You're going to be mevayish them. Oh malay, he said back to him, miyodi kulahai. Do these dead people know if we're wearing tzitzis or not? They're dead. They don't know if we're wearing tzitzis. What are you talking about? Right? Good kasha. You told me hide my tzitzis. They know. Who says they know? It says in the pasuk, the dead don't know anything. They're completely ignorant. They know nothing. Amalei, he said back to him, Im karis loishanis. If you learn this pasuk, you didn't repeat it. Im shanis loishil shalt. If you learned it twice, you certainly didn't learn it 3 times. Vim shil shalt. And even if you learned it 3 times, like pirshachol, they never explained it to you properly. What does it mean, he's quoting the same pasuk back to him. The living don't know that they're going to die. What does that mean? Eilu tzadikim, these are the righteous. Nikuchaim, shebemisasa nikuchaim. Even when they're dead, they're called alive. So the tzadikim, even when they're dead, we consider them to be alive. Shenemar, how do we know this? It says in another pasuk, Benayo ben Yoyoda, ben Ishchai, he was a son of a living man, Rav Pa'alim with many skills, Mikabatzel, from this place called Kabatzel, Hu Hika, he smote a Shnei Ariel Moyav, the 2 Ariel from the words like lions, the 2 lions of Moyav, the 2 Gibayim, the 2 fighters of Moyav. Taisa says it's referring to David and Shleima, who both came from Ruta Mavia. So for who yard vikas ari, and he's killed the lion b'toich bar, in the bar b'yei mashaleg, and it's coming to say that to fight the lion is the strongest animal, and in a bar you've got nowhere to hide, you've got nowhere to run, you're trapped, and you're fighting this lion b'yei mashaleg, and they saying that the lion, when it's snowing, he's fine, it makes him stronger. He's got nice fur and fluff, whatever it is, but a person, when it's freezing, you freeze up, you're cold, you can't fight. So even in the bar on the snowy day, Benayo ben Yoda, he killed the lion. That's how strong he was. So what does it mean, turn the page, what does it mean Ben Ishchai, the son of a living person? Everyone else is a son of dead people? Why are you saying Benayo was a son of someone alive? Everyone else is a son of dead people? Hello, Ben Ishchai. It means his father was really dead. But even though he's dead, he's called alive. So you see from here that tzaddikim, when they're dead, they're called alive. And what does it mean, Rav Pa'alim, Mekabatzel? Shariba v'kibbutz pa'al Torah. He went ahead and he brought people to study Torah. Kibbutz pa'al Torah. He was mekabs, he gathered Torah studies. He smote the 2 mighty of Moav, There was no one like him, not in the first Beis Hamikdash, Shnei Ariel. The Gemara says, Ariel is Loshen Beis Hamikdash. Not in the first Beis Hamikdash, and not in the second temple. What does that mean? What does it mean? On the day of snow, there was ice on the water. He broke the ice, and he would tovel in the freezing water. Ikidami the Tana Sifra the Beirav. He learned the Sefer of Rav at Vayikra. B'yema the Misasa. B'yema the Sitva. He learned the whole Sefer of Vayikra in a winter day. In a short day of the year, he was able to learn the whole Sefer of Vayikra. That's how is Gvura in Torah. V'ameisim enim yodim. What does it mean? V'ameisim enim yodim u'ma. The dead don't know anything. These are the evil doers, the wicked people. Even when they're alive, it's considered that they're dead. They don't know anything. Another pasuk. It says in this other pasuk, Al pi shnayim edim or shloisha edim yumas hameis. When someone has to be put to death for committing murder, you need 2 witnesses or you need 3 witnesses. It says, yumas hameis, the dead man should be killed. So Gemara asks, chayu, it says yumas hachai. It should say the living person should be killed. What does it mean, yumas hameis? Ela hameis mikara. What does it mean? He was already dead. Because he's a Rasha. This man's a Rasha. Even when he's alive, he's considered dead. He's a dead man walking, as they say. Says Gemara, B'nei Reb Chaim, the children of Reb Chaim, Nofek l'Kiryasa, they went to the villages, Aikelu Talmuda, and they forgot all that Torah. Wow, Hashem Yirachem. They forgot all that Torah. Okay, this is an old-fashioned tragedy in those days. They forgot their learning. They forgot everything they knew. They tried. They were very troubled. They couldn't remember it. They were suffering. They were suffering tremendously. One said to his friend, Yada oven by Tzara. There's our father, the great Reb Chaim. He knows how much we're suffering. Does he know that we've forgotten our Torah and that we're suffering over here? And the other one said back to him, how should he know? He's dead. It says the children will honor him. He won't even know about it. Much implying that in heaven they don't know what's going on down here. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what's going on with us. It says in another verse, Ach besari olav yichav v'nafshay olav tevel. His flesh will be painful and his soul will lament. From Rav Yitzchak, and Rav Yitzchak says, Kosher rima lameis kamacha bebasa chai. When a worm takes a bite from a corpse, it's as painful as a needle in someone that's alive. Omri b'tzara ditu. So that's a question. So you see from here that the dead know. It says Rabbi Yitzchak said he feels pain. Omri b'tzara didei yada b'tzara chin la yada. So they answered back, you know what? The dead know the suffering that he has, but they don't know anyone else is suffering. They don't have that level of consciousness to understand what everyone else is going through. They know what their body is going through. So now the Gemara has a big kasha. What's going on over here? The dead people know what's going on in this world or not? It's a fascinating discussion. V'lai, the dead people don't know what's going on over here. Vatanya, it's a crazy story. Ma'aseh b'chassid echad, shenosen dinner la'ani b'erev Rosh Hashanah, b'shnei b'tzeres. There was a certain chassid, a righteous man. Beautiful story. He gave a nice amount of money to a poor person, erev Rosh Hashanah, b'shnei b'tzeres. It was a drought. Everyone was starving, was hungry. He gave a nice amount of money. What happened? He went home, told his wife, I just gave $1,000 to this poor man. What did she do? His wife freaked out with him. She went ballistic. What are you doing? Poor, we haven't got money ourselves. Why are you doing this? She threw him out of the house. He went, he slept in the basic forest. He had nowhere to go to sleep. But what's he going to do? So he went to the basic forest to sleep, went to the graveyard. And he heard 2 souls talking to each other. One said to her friend, Chaverti, my friend, let's go around the world. Let's float around. Let's see what type of disasters, what type of tragedies are going to happen in the world. I can't go with you. I'm stuck here. Why am I stuck here? I've been buried in a thing of reeds, in a mat of reeds. So she can't go. You go. You go. Whatever you hear is going to happen. You tell me what's going to happen. So it's a little bit of machlokes. Why couldn't she go just because she's buried in a thing of reeds? So some say what it means is that it was a poor. She was very poor. They couldn't afford a proper burial, proper coffin. So they just threw, some schach. They put in some schach, and therefore she was embarrassed to come out. Everyone would see the schach. But she's a soul. She's not going with the reeds. But still, there's some type of impression left on her from these reeds, and people will see, the dead will see, the neshamas will see she was buried in reeds. She was embarrassed. They'll pick up that she's buried in reeds. Others say that a deeper havana, that a person can't go up to the Olam HaNeshamas, they can't go up to Shemayim until their body's completely disintegrated in this world. And since she was buried in a thing of reeds, she didn't disintegrate properly. So she's stuck here. She's buried in this thing of reeds. She can't go up. And we'll see that might make sense based on the end of the story. You go. And you tell me, you relate to me what happened. She went and she came back. She said, my friend, what did you hear behind the heavenly fence, the heavenly curtain? She said, I heard, whoever sows plows the fields, whoever sows the fields in the first rain, there's three sections of the year, whoever sows the field in the first rain, Barad Malka Isai, there's going to be hail and it's going to destroy whatever you plow, whatever you sow. So this chassid, what did he do? He just got inside trading, he got inside information. So what did he didn't plow his field, he didn't sow his field the first quarter like everyone else. He waited. Everyone's like, why are you sowing your field? My reasons. I don't want to do it. He sowed his field in the second quarter, the second innings. The entire world, they're all fields that was destroyed. His field was saved. It's interesting. He was saved because he came home and his wife freaked out. He did a chesed. He helped his ani, and that saved him. Even his wife freaked out. He went to base cross. He got inside information from these two neshamas, so it saved him. So I guess he felt like this is a good idea. Let me go back there once in a while. He just made millions from this, right? So next year he said, you know what? I'll go to the base cross again. Let me go before I plow my field. I guess this was the right time. He's like, let me go again. He had the same two souls speaking with each other. One said to the friend, let's go ahead and let's see what's going to happen in the world. Let's see what type of tragedies are going to befall humanity. I already told you I can't go. I told you I can't go. I'm buried in like a thing of reeds. So some explain that the friend thought it might have disintegrated already, this thing of reeds. So that's why she thought she could go now. Whatever you go, you hear what's happening, and you relate to me the information. I want to hear. She went, she had in heaven what's happening. Whoever sows in the second quarter, Shidofan Malka Isai, there's going to be a chamsin, a hot wind, and whoever plows in the second, it's not going to be strong enough yet to withstand this hot wind. It's going to, I don't know what you call it in English, chamsin. It's going to come and destroy everything. So what did this chassid do? Everyone last year, they plowed in the second. In the first, they lost it, so now they're trying to plow in the second. He now heard if you plow in the second, you're finished. He sowed this thing in the first quarter. Shakala Eilam Kulei Nishdaf. Everyone else, the plowed in the second, it was dried out. V'shalai Loi Nishdaf. His wasn't dried out because it grew enough in the first. So Amar Yisha, his wife said to him, his wife was like a character, obviously. How come when everyone's dried out, yours didn't? And how come before everyone's got washed away, yours didn't? What's going on over here? How come you got such luck? What's going on? He decided to tell her. He told her what's going on. He told her what happened, right? It's all your fault. You kicked me out. Went to basic virus. I got inside trading. It wasn't that many days, and so what happened? It wasn't so many days until this guy's wife, she's obviously a character, she got into a fight with the mother of one of these girls that was buried in this basic forest that he was hearing things from. So the mother was still around, right? So Amra Allah. So this mother told her. So sorry, the chassid's wife told the mother, go take care of your daughter. She's buried in the thing of reeds. She's suffering there, right? She's buried in reeds. It ain't good. So Lashana Acheres, so the next year, Halach v'lam b'beis hakvaros. This chassid went to beis hakvaros again. V'sham Eisen ruchish v'sapazuzu. And he had the two souls look at each other. Let's hear what's going on in heaven. What's going to happen in the world? Give us some information. She said, you know what? It's better not. Let's keep it between you and me. The people in the world, they already know what's going on. They're listening into our conversations. They know what's going on. So I guess they found out, the daughter found out that, listen, they listen to our conversations. You think it's just between you and me? Humans, living humans, are able to see what's going on. So we see from here, Alma Yadi. So he wasn't able to get a third year of info because they knew what's happening. So you see that the Mesim, people are dead, they know what's going on. So from here we see quite a clear proof that people, once they're dead, they know what's going to happen in this world. They know what's happening in this world. The Gemorah answers, Pasha Tiritz. The Gemorah says, Dilma inish achrini shachiv. Maybe in this last year, someone else died, v'azav amalu, and told the people they're dead. In other words, they don't have direct information what's happening in this world. But when someone else dies, they can say, oh, your son's doing really well in this world. I saw him, I met him, he's really doing well. I saw your business is taking off nicely now that you're dead. They can tell him. But not that they actually have live information. Tashma. Zeiri have a mafke zuzi gabish pichzichte. This is another crazy story. Zeiri was a Tana, was Amira. He used to leave money by his host. He had an Airbnb he used to go to, and he deposited money. You know, they didn't have a safe in those days. So what did you do when you're traveling? You went somewhere. You weren't going to leave all your life savings in the bedroom, wherever it was you were staying. So you gave it to your host. He said, please watch, here's $1,000. Please watch my money for me. Right? Ad Vazil, Lebei Rav. And in the meantime, I'm going to go to Shul. I want to learn. I want to go learn Torah, and I'll come back. What happened? Shchiva, his host died. His host dropped dead. He gave $1,000 to watch, and now the host is dead. What are you going to do? Where's the money? So Ozil Basri Lechotzo Malvis. So he said, you know what? I'll go to the grave. He went to the grave. Omar La Zuzi Heicho. He went to the grave. He said, my dear host, where'd you hide my money? Where's the cash? Where are the diamonds? Omralei, she said to him, Zil Shakilnu Misusa Bitsinoira. I put it under there's a hole under the door, the dosha beduch plan. You'll find it over there in a certain place. She told him where to find the money. Ve'imala le'ima, and she said to Zira, she said, once I'm talking to you, please tell my mother, Tishadali masrekai v'gbusai d'chulta, send me my comb and my blush. Right? Send the comb and blush. Bahade planisa da'asi l'macha. This certain woman is dying tomorrow. Send with her my comb and my blush. Weird story. Whatever that means, right? So Alma Yadi. So you see from here that they know what's going on. The Mason know what's happening. She knew that this woman's going to die tomorrow. So she said, quick, send the UPS with her. Send my comb and my blush. So Gemara answers, Dilma Kadu Machrizlu. Now that's different. Since she knew this woman's going to die, maybe she knew the woman's going to die because in heaven, whoever is some angel announces, tomorrow we're going to bring up, what's it called? There's an announcement. Announcement who's arriving tomorrow. Arrivals. Arrivals, tomorrow's coming, Rebbitzin, so-and-so. So she didn't actually know from this world, she knew from up in heaven. Another story. Toshma. Davud Shmuel have a kamakbidi mefakdi gabay zuzi diasmi. People used to leave money, deposit money. Whose money? You say him, orphans' money. Where do you keep the orphans' money? They didn't have good banks in those days. So you went to the Rav and you said, here's $1 million we fundraise for these orphans. Please watch the orphans' money, right? So Shmuel's father, they used to deposit him orphans' money. Kinach nafshi, when he died, lo yahava Shmuel gabe. When he died, Shmuel wasn't around. Shmuel was learning, he wasn't there. So havakakarele bar achel zuzi diasmi. So people used to say, Shmuel, that Shmuel guy, he's living off orphans' money. He knows where the money is, and he's eating it. So Azal Basra, so what did Shmuel do? He wanted to save his name. He went to Lachotza Malvas, he went to his father's grave. Amaluhu, he said to his father, Be'ina, Abba. So, Amaluhu, sorry. Amaluhu, Be'ina Abba. He went to the grave, right? He went to the basic verse. He says, Be'ina Abba, I need to speak to Abba. So Rashi says, Abba doesn't mean I need to speak to my dad. Abba. Abba was his name. His name was Abba. So he came to the basic verse. He says, I need to speak to Abba. Amrulei, the ghosts were sitting around there, said to him, Abba Tuvicha, hey, you're in Shemaim now. We're in Shemaim. There's a lot of people called Abba. You got to be more specific. Abba Tuvicha, Amrulei, Bina Abba Ba'Abba. Guess what? His father's name was also Abba. Abba Ba'Abba. I need to speak to Abba Ba'Abba. Amrulei, there's been thousands of years of dead people. Only Abba Abba Nami Tuvika. There's a lot of Abba Ba'Abbas also. You're going to have to be more specific. So Hachi Amalu Beina Abba Ba'Abba Avud Shmuel. I need to speak to Abba Ba'Abba, the father of Shmuel. Okay, that was enough. So Heicha Amalu, Heicha Amalei. So he said, okay, Slikalem Sifta Durkiya. We're going to go up to the base medrash in heaven. We're going to go up there. Adach Chazil Levi. While he went up, he saw Levi. His friend Levi was there. The Yosef Abrai, his friend Levi was outside of the Mesivta Durakia. His friend Levi wasn't allowed into the deepest places in heaven. He was waiting outside. He was stuck. He was trapped. Why did they leave you outside? Why are you trapped there outside heaven? Why don't they let you in? You were the greatest Amira, Levi. My time alay salkas. Amalei, Damali, Kol Kihanach Shani, Delay Salikas, Le Mesivta the Rebbe Efes, Afas. So you know why they didn't let me into heaven? Because for many years I didn't go to the base medrash of Rabbi Afas. And he suffered because of it. He had Chalisha Zadas. He was worried. Why doesn't Levi come to me? So for all those years they didn't let me into heaven. Because of those years, the amount of years I didn't go to Rabbi Afas, so they won't let me into the Sifta Rakia. I'm blocked out. In the meantime, they brought Shmuel's father, and they saw him laughing, and he was crying. He said, why are you crying? He said to him, he said, because You're going to come here. I know you're coming. My time, so why are you laughing? The yeshivs b'hai alma. He said, you know why he's laughing? Because he sees how respected Shmuel is in this world, in Olam Hazeh. If I'm so chashuv, if I'm so respected in this world, Shmuel says, make sure they get Levi in. I see Levi, my friend Levi, suffering. He's outside. Let Levi in on my word. Levi, so they let Levi in. So Shmuel said to his father, where's the money? Where's the money that you say him? Where are these orphans' money? He said, you know what, I hid it in the, what do they call that thing? The thing where you grind wheat, the Rechaim, no? There's a word for it, right? A mill, exactly, the mill. They used to have a big stone mill with two heavy stones, and he said, it's over there, it's under the mill. He said, there's a pile of money. The top pile and the bottom pile, that's mine, and that's mine. You can keep that. The middle pile of money, that's your Yisraelim's. My time of why did you put the Yisraelim's in the middle? If someone comes and starts digging on top, they're going to take our money. They're not going to see the Yisraelim's. I guess there was more dirt underneath. They'll come, they'll try and steal the money. They'll see a pile of money, they'll run out of there. And they'll leave the Yisraelim's money. If stuff comes from underneath, from the ground, like bugs come or moist, whatever, it's going to eat our money. You won't touch Yisraelim's. So that's why I put the Yisraelim's in the middle. It's different. Shmuel's different. Given the choshev, kadmi, umachazi, nu makom. Since he was an incredibly important person, they went ahead and they were machriz. They said, make space, Shmuel's coming to heaven. In other words, the raya was that Shmuel's father knew that he was going to die. And the answer is because since he's a chashuv person, he said, oh, hold on, he's coming all the way to Shemayim, clear space for him, make space, Shmuel's coming. Okay, we'll end over here. It's the end of this nice story. Have a wonderful day.